Alright guys, back here again with the Super Nintendo Shadowrun game. I did a little bit of off-camera grinding to get my magic up to 20 and my body's now up to 16. My main reasoning for this is it is an extra challenge to keep Kitsune alive in this next part of the game. And that's going to take a lot of magic points from Jake, I think. So I'm hoping I can get through the volcano in one attempt. But if that doesn't happen, then we'll just have to retreat. Since I've gotten Kitsune this far alive, I kind of feel like I should go ahead and try to finish the game with her alive. Kind of annoying waiting for the elevators. It's also kind of annoying that you can't go straight to the top. Alright, and yep, I still have invisibility selected. So we'll have this guy take us to the volcano. And then the primary enemy here is going to be troll deckers, which again, this drives me crazy that there actually should just be troll mercenaries or troll gunners. And then there'll be guys with like sentry guns. Next stop, sub-level 1. I don't know what's going on. I have combat music, but I don't know who's out here. I'll go in this room. Intruder, I'm calling the guards. Outsiders are not allowed to walk around within the complex. Don't hurt me, I've got nothing. I think I usually just gun this guy down, but this terminal's not accessible. That's weird. Is it because he's in the way? No, it just doesn't work. So there's no reason to gun him down. Yeah, figured. Hmm. 200 million. I kind of feel like we should clear this whole hallway area. Or is that the only one? Okay, that's the only guy. So that first door was worthless. So let's check out this room. Nope. That guy doesn't do anything. There. I have no idea what that did. It didn't give me any messages. Looks like the alarm is off though. So this room is... wait, what? Okay, those lead to the same room. So it looks like all that was just to turn the alarm off. I don't quite understand, like... so if I memorize this system... I don't know what the I don't know what the drawback is to having an alarm. Like, are there more enemies? So I turn the alarm off again. Yeah, see how much damage Kitsune is taking? So it's going to be constantly a balancing act of how many magic points do I need to use to keep her alive. Alright, I'm going to give up on the alarms because this is pointless. Okay, seems like the troll deckers respawn if the alarm's been set off. Can also just walk by him and not care. Okay. Unless I'm being really dumb. I think I've explored all the rooms previous to this area. Now, those troll deckers are really good enemies to grind for money. I don't know why I did that. Like, I know where the ice is at this point. And again, it becomes an exercise in tedium. Kitsune is hurt. Wait, okay, that's the elevator. Okay. So who's over here? Yeah. Kind of interesting that I didn't even upgrade my armor and the troll deckers are barely hurting me at all. I have just mesh armor and dermal plating. Oops. Meant to press the magic button. Come on, you coward. Oh my goodness, did I really just walk in a loop? Alright. Anyway, we don't actually have to fight that guy. So yeah, the volcano is basically an exercise in resource management more than anything. Data file, sub-level door program modified. Okay. Bad news, Jester, Matrix, Volcano, failure. The rest still at us getting have failed to fulfill their instructions with Stray Jake Hermitage. Other arrangements must be made, Drake Towers. I think that's what I just picked up. Alright, Kitsune is fine. Excuse me. I don't remember how many subfloors there are either. Yeah, yeah. I've killed a couple of your co-workers. You want to start something? Oops. Nothing. It's all that work for nothing. Thought I heard a cat prowling up towards me. Getting paranoid. I was just editing one of my other videos and it's just like constant meowing. So I kind of feel like if you followed a guide, Volcano wouldn't be as tough. Okay, random scientist just throws a bunch of grenades at us. Yeah. She's not going to be easy to keep alive. It's driving me crazy. I can hear cats crawling around, but... my Devon likes to come up right when I'm in the middle of talking and interrupt me with a loud meow. Okay, that's a Saib. My Saibs don't tend to be as loud. Alright, I got the elevator activated. And Kitsune is at full health at the moment. Should go this way just to see. Oh jeez, she takes so much damage. She took 10 points. Oh jeez. Previously we had auto turrets, so we destroyed the turrets directly. This time you want to shoot the scientist. Okay. Looks like that's all we needed to do to get down this floor. One good thing about Kitsune is she has a ton of magic points, so she can do a lot of her own healing. Nothing. There's scientists throwing grenades like a madman. I guess the main thing to point out is that you don't have to fight everybody. Okay, looks like I can examine them before I try using Saber Deck on them. Okay, the ones that say DGC are the ones that I can deck into. Main goal of the computer systems in the volcano is to activate the next elevator. Jeez. Complicated system. Yeah, I don't know. Is there something in that top one? Or is it empty? I can't quite see. No, there's nothing up there. That was pointless. I think there are a couple of computer systems that will give you money in the volcano. But yeah, mostly you're just trying to get the elevators activated. But money's nice too. Okay, so you can be smart about it. I knew there's no ice in that last one. So 25,000 yen is pretty awesome. And there was a data file, so let's see. AI end. Alright, looks new. AI computer is nearing completion. Soon we will command the matrix. Your failure to remove Armitage suggests you are not worthy to command it with us. Aneki. Alright, and Kitsune is at full health at the moment. Yeah. Oh. Ouch. Jeez. Ton of damage. Oh, that guy just respawns anyway. Kind of figured the scientist and the sentry gun would stay dead, but he did not, so... Actually, almost no point in even fighting the scientist with the sentry gun. Okay. Trash data. Data file. Akemi. The mage Akemi could pose a threat to the security of the AI. Armitage must not Must not contact her at any length. They know only of her net address. She must be dealt with, Drake. So that phone number gives us a Shadowrunner that we can hire. Wait a minute. Didn't I just do this one? Oof. Already got another system I can do. These all work? Okay. Ikimi is super expensive. She's a little bit easier to keep alive than Kitsune because she's got more hit points. Otherwise, she has the same problem of not having enough armor or strength. She has a better spell selection in some ways, but I think her healing's not as good as Kitsune's. Alright. Alright, just more money. I'm gonna pause for a moment because I think my cat's gonna come and interrupt me a bunch, so... It's sort of a mystery to me, what exactly my cat wants when he wanders up to me and starts meowing. Sometimes I give him a treat and he settles down. Sometimes I have to pick him up and hold him and pet him. And I'll start purring and then I can put him down and he'll leave me alone for a little while. And then sometimes, like right now, I went over and he just like ran away and that was it. I couldn't pet him or do anything. So more money and another data file. Target, I think. The following target is moved to priority 1 termination. Jake Armitage, 1 attempt has already failed. Do not fail again. Drake. Didn't really learn anything new from that one. Okay, and then none of those were the elevator. Oh, Kitsune is already battered. My matrix icon looks just like my character in real life. It's not particularly exciting. Just some blonde guy in a bathrobe. I know it's supposed to be like a long coat, but I always just see a bathrobe when I see my main character. Yeah, I suppose it's supposed to be like a trench coat kind of thing. Okay, go ahead and... Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Okay. Probably invisibility on both of us. I have enough magic points for it, I think. Actually, no. See, if I take damage, I can just use Kitsune's magic, not Tim, the scientist. I can just use Kitsune's magic points to heal me, but I'm the only one with a decent invisibility spell, so... If I remember right, I think we're doing okay on resources right now. Level 4 maximum security. Okay, yeah. Getting to the end here. This is basically where Kitsune is gonna die if you don't have the invisibility spell. Because what do we have? A room full of auto guns. Although I think this is another case where... Come on, die. Oh no, she teleported next to me. Idiot. I'm just gonna cast invisibility on her again. I think this is another case of a room where you don't actually have to fight the people here. Trying to get the scientist to turn so I can get my crosshairs onto him better. And then these guys might even respawn when I leave. So there might have been a waste of magic points there. But Kitsune still got decent magic points. Heal. When she's empty, it's going to be kind of the end of the road. But we're almost there, so... I wonder... I'm just going to cast invisibility on her. I've heard of some quick karma farming schemes involving these Nagas. Just do a lot of damage. Also eating up my magic points at an alarming rate. Alright, this is the one. This one's the main reason we're going this way. Come on, stand fight. It's a lot of karma. Alright, and scales. Slippery scales. I had to try to pick him up 3 times before it worked. Alright, Kitsune's at full health. Yeah, okay. So this is all pointless. Other than we fight these Nagas. Let's see how we do on the magic points. Not very good. But this is the final floor. And I think we just need around 30 magic points-ish to defeat Drake. Must be some glitch that gets activated with farming the Nagas because they don't seem to be respawning. Oh boy, here we go. She died. Oh well. I tried. Wasn't she at full health like a second ago? Oh jeez, I'm getting mowed down here. Well, I'm gonna cast... Man, I almost died. On the plus side, I no longer feel an obligation to keep her alive, so I can just kind of enjoy the rest of the game. So, I mentioned before, if I had... And I think I will. I think I'll make a mod of the game where she's got higher strength, so you can at least get her armor level up. And then more hit points so she doesn't die so easily. Because it's just... You saw me, I was like babysitting her this whole time. But just these two rooms right here, I basically couldn't cast invisibility fast enough. I would have had to cast invisibility on her in the first room, clear that room again, cast invisibility on her the next room. Oh boy. Actually might not even survive, because... We'll see. Okay, just some madman throwing bombs. I don't even need to kill him. Got some fanatics working for Drake here. Okay. Oof, oof, oof. Ugh. No. Gosh. Gosh. Oh gosh. So the big thing we gotta do is get up here, cast freeze in Drake's head, and just shoot the hell out of him. And then, so basically if you're far back from him, he casts that free spell that paralyzes you and does damage. You get up close to him, he breathes fire on you, which does a ton of damage. Alright, like that. He's... Oh, man. And I actually died. Well, that stinks. Yeah, I have to redo the whole dungeon, the whole area now. I will probably just go ahead and do a edit so you guys don't have to watch me fumble through it again. Alright, I got back to where I was. Plus side, I got Kitsune back. Have more resources than I had before. A rough cat day. I've got a cat scratching something behind me right now. And then my Devon has been meowing loudly at me and then running away. And then I try to go pet him or do something and he runs. And I'm like, okay. So I come back over to play and then he comes back and meows at me loudly again. So we'll see how this goes. But anyway, we have more resources. I have a strategy, which is to get invisibility on the Kitsune the second I walk in. And then we're gonna need to actually clear these guys so we can actually heal. Actually, I don't have to clear these guys, do we? We just need to heal before I move on. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then same thing. Invisibility right away. Oh, I'm stuck on this guy. There's nothing that makes you have to actually fight these guys, really. And then she's only down 1 hit point. One thing that also helped with the resource management is I went and bought 6 slat patches. So they're an item. You can store up to 6 of them and they heal 10 hit points. So in these times for Kitsune I was down just a little bit and I wanted to be careful. I could top her off without using up 10 magic points. But we're gonna, ouch, just kind of race through here as quickly as we can because these guys are pointless. And then I'm not sure if invisibility works at all in here, but let's try it because I don't know. Doesn't work against that at least. And kind of the mistake I made was staying within range of the flame breath. So I can, at range, cast freeze on Drake's head, run up, shoot him, and then kind of back up again. My mistake last time was thinking that I could tank his fire breath for any significant amount of time, which just did not happen. Whoa. What's going on? I have no idea what just happened there. Cast. Okay. As annoying as the freeze spells that Drake casts are. Ouch. They are not the flame breath, which just does a ridiculous amount of damage. I actually played a tabletop Shadowrun game that ended with the team fighting a dragon. It was pretty interesting. Shadowrun is very much about initiative and who acts first, you know? So my favorite was to be a street samurai with, Yeesh, come on. My favorite tactic was to be a street samurai with a shotgun, and get wired reflexes level 2, at least, if not 3. Alright. I'm not seeing damage. Am I doing damage? I wonder. One thing with the free spell is your enemy doesn't die until... No? That was just kind of a glitch. Oh. I know what's going on. I haven't summoned the Jester Spirit. I bet that's what I need to do. Or something. Because we're not actually doing any real damage to him anymore. And the Jester Spirit is an item? Yeah. Could he drop that mask? Oh, I'm dying again. Anyway. I don't know what's going on. No! Well, try again. I don't know what's going on with this. I have a memory of, like, killing Drake without ever using the Jester Spirit before, so I don't know what was going on there at all. But I'll have to try again. It's crazy. Alright, we made it here again. I know invisibility doesn't do jack in this room. So switch right over to freeze. And I need to get just close enough. Gosh, it's flame breath though. And if Kitsune gets caught in the breath once, she's just flat out dead. I'm not seeing numbers, so maybe it's just a graphical thing where I'm not seeing the numbers and it's still doing damage. As soon as that ice starts shimmering though, I need to run away. Like now. God. Oh my word. Oh. See, this is just gonna be pretty dang tedious. Here we go again. Invisibility freeze. Alright. I don't know that the Jester Spirit even does anything, to be honest. I'm gonna try it without even using the Jester Spirit. I don't know if this is a situation where if I had upgraded to the assault rifle it'd be a little bit better. Like, this Drake's armor is just too high. I'm still rocking that original shotgun. Run away, run away. So even the end boss fight is, although kind of heart-pounding in terms of, like, you know, this is an era before save states. You have to go through this entire flippin' volcano every time you try to get to Drake. So it's crazy how hard this guy is. Or I'm being dumb. It's quite possible I'm just being dumb. I think I finally kind of figured the trick out here. I'm curious, I almost want to watch some other people's playthroughs to see what they do to defeat this guy. I really don't think the Jester Spirit does anything, but... Ouch! Weird thing is I'm not seeing numbers at all anymore. So I do not know what's going on. Back up, back up, back up. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna just get a clear line of sight. Okay, there are numbers coming out of him. And the most damage I'm doing is 3. That would suggest that he's got 5 points of armor. Yeah, so that probably explain. If I had upgraded to the assault rifle, I'd be doing up to 5 points of damage per hit. Run. Okay, finally. Dead dragon. Wait, okay. Thank you. Thank you for freeing me. My name is Professor Pushkin. I've been kept a prisoner, like a caged animal. Drake is after an anti-AI program Professor Wrightsoff was meant to send me. The courier never arrived. Drake is working for Aneki. Aneki has developed an AI computer that can dominate the whole Matrix. If they succeed, they will control the world. There's no time to waste. We must hurry. So you're the courier. Your head computer must still have the anti-AI stored in it. You must interface it directly in Ineki's AI and destroy it. I have the code to get you into Ineki. Okay. There. That's what you have to mention head computer to him or it doesn't kick off the next part of the story. Alright. Good heavens. Well, I'm gonna go save the game and next time we can we'll go finish the game. On the plus side, we'll have some weapon upgrades. And then 90,000 new yen, so we'll see. Actually, before I save the game, I'm going to go check the weapon upgrades and see if I need to go do some grinding. I was hoping I wouldn't have to grind since I skipped the Uzi, an assault rifle, and partial body armor. Alright, so what do we got? Full body suit, 30,000. Partial bodysuit. Shotgun. There we go. Assault cannon. Alright. Assault cannon and that's partial bodysuit. The full bodysuit is that one. Okay, so I am ridiculously overpowered now, except the end of the game enemies are pretty dang tough. So let's see, I will go ahead and really don't need the shotgun at all. 7,500, nice. And then armor. Yeah, so for whatever reason, one of the mesh armors he will not take. Alright, and then what have I got left? 30,000? That's enough for the partial bodysuit, isn't it? Oh, that's only 20,000, yeah. Just thinking about maybe picking up Norbert and giving him better armor. And assault rifle. I think he's fine with the Uzi. Alright, and that leaves me enough money to hire some people too. But supposedly if I give the bodysuit to Norbert, his defense will go up. Alright, now let's try out our new cannon. 12 damage. Okay, Kitsune's doing alright. Yeah, the assault cannon would have been nice to fight Drake. $11, 14. $18 points of damage. Yeah, I think this thing can do up to 20 points of damage, depending on the armor of the enemy. 17. Would have been really helpful for the fight against the dragon, actually. I don't even think there's a enemy, like that was the last world boss enemy, so... Alright, anyway. That's gonna be it for today, and I'll see you guys next time when we beat the game.